captain to co-captain, just purely competing. It was Dearden. He found Cotter with his head all mopped up, and he scores the try.
Here's Drinkwater, swings through. It's wobbly.
That's the preferred side.
Didn't look healthy at any point, but it's through.
Right to left, Dearden runs and scores. Runs and scores and takes his side towards the Sharkies. Sharkies 26, defeat the Cowboys 18.
Cowboys are my team, and it's my dream to see them at
Righto, Michael, 2024, they sort of snuck up on us, didn't they? The North Queensland Cowboys, with a 15-9 season, finished 5th after the 27 rounds of the NRL proper. What was your rating for the Cowboys in 2024?
Yeah, strange season for the Cowboys. I'll give them a B. They started the year on fire, winning their opening 3 games. Then, towards the start of the season, they lost 5 in a row and slumped to 12th on the competition ladder. And you're like, are they not going to play finals footy? What's happened there? Because that roster for 2024 was so balanced, and it had all the ingredients of young and up and comers, but experienced players in and around it. So I think that, and as you said, they ended up finishing 5th, and you're like, well, did they really hit their straps? Like, you always felt like the Cowboys had more to give in terms of their season. They had Chad Townsend started the season at fullback, and he finished the year out of the top grade. The Jason Taumalolo situation just won't go away in terms of his use and his impact and, what he's getting paid and, where he's at on the side. Reece Robson continues to improve, but they've only got 12 months left with him before he goes to the Roosters. But I think Tom Dearden is now setting himself up to be one of the premier halves in the game. Off the back of Origin, off the back of his Kangaroos debut, dominating at the international level, arguably Australia's best player in the Pacific Championships. I think he'll come back to club level and kick again. But, strange season for the Cowboys.
Scotty Drinkwater, 26 try assists in 26 games. He's key to a lot of what they do, 31 line break assists. Here's the thing about what they created. So he was number 2 on the NRL list for line break assists. Val Holmes was 8th.
Really?
Val Holmes was 8th.
Okay.
And Tommy Dearden was 11th.
Yeah.
They had a lot of people creating stuff for them this year. Kyle Felt finishes his season with 23 tries. Like his career up there with 23 tries in that season. So they had all these healthy statistics around what individuals were doing with the ball. The other thing that they also had, speaking of healthy, they were healthy.
Yeah.
Cotter, Dearden, Drinkwater, Robson, Taumalolo, Nanai, Neem, Holmes and Townsend all played over 20 games.
Yeah, it's crucial. That doesn't happen that often.
No, that doesn't happen. And look at all those. Cotter, Drinkwater, he's your fullback. Dearden, your 5'8". Townsend, your halfback. And Robson, your hooker. And Taumalolo, your big middle. Nanai, and they're all the key players.
Yeah, they're all starters and key players, And that's what I mean with that that side. You just didn't think that they found top gear. And I think they'll look at this year as a bit of a wasted opportunity because that roster was so well balanced to make a significant charge towards the premiership, but they just never really looked like a premiership winning side.
Who plays halfback for them when to start? Is it Jake Clifford? Because if you're now looking at it and saying, I think we start talking about, and the AFL do it, but that it's premiership window.
Yeah. Because
you mentioned Robson going, who knows with Taumalolo, Jordan McLean is another one there, but you start, and maybe Val Holmes moving is a little closing of that window. But you look at that and go, is that a premiership winning roster? Can you win the premiership with Jake Clifford as your halfback?
Well, if they're going to have to, because I think he'll probably end up being the halves partner, whether they give Dearden the 7 or 6, whatever the case may be.
Yep.
But Dearden's the premier half in that side now. But I still think, as you mentioned, their ability to create points is still there. With Drinkwater, Dearden, Robson, it's pretty potent.
Yeah.
And their forward pack, obviously, they've already copped injuries, right?
Yeah, Lukey gone for the year.
Gone for the season. Taumalolo will miss the first month, probably, at least the first 2 weeks.
Yep.
And Tom Chester is gone as well, and they had some high hopes for him. He's done an ACL as well. So they had back-to-back ACLs before Christmas. So it's the depth straight away comes down. I think now with the Lukey injury, it makes the John Bateman signing better and makes more sense.
Right.
Well,
it didn't make sense. Well, it didn't make sense for anyone unless you work out, well, what's he getting paid? What are they actually paying for him?
Yeah, minimal, all right. But he brings probably just a harder edge to that squad. Right. Whether it's at training, whether it's in the games, maybe Todd Payton just assessed they thought that they needed a little bit more of a tougher edge about him, and that's what he brings. But yeah, it's the 2024 season, I think, would you look back on as a wasted opportunity.
So Valentine Holmes gone, Kyle Felt we've mentioned, Kulikefu Finifuiaki, good player.
Yeah,
like he would have been straight in for Lukey.
Yes,
as a replacement there. So I want to do a shout out to Dane Campbell, who I'm sure you know is a very respected talent scout, been doing some really good work. I think he's the guy that went, right, Tom Dearden, I think you are a good player. I'm going to bring you up here. Now he's the Australian 5'8", and he's co-captain of the club. So he's going through some really tough health issues at the moment. So we pass on our best to Dane Campbell and his family. Dearden, Drinkwater is the most underrated player in the comp, says BMO. But Drinkwater's numbers about what he creates is extraordinary.
He's so erratic. Like, he's just...
He's so watchable.
He's watchable, definitely watchable, and produces points. But there's going to be a simple missed opportunity or a clanger in there at stages as well. But no, I think Dearden is now about to hit his sweet spot. Okay. I was really impressed with him back half of the year.
I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but let's do this. Who's your 14 for Queensland? Like, could Dearden go past Ben Hunt in that rotation?
I think Dearden could go past Daly Cherry Evans and start.
So what about Cam?
And
so
Cam Munster.
Munster. So he's ahead of Munster.
No, the two of them.
So Dearden and Munster,
potentially
both left-sided, but
potentially, I think you'll find. I think Dearden might go past Daly at some point.
Does Dearden's form suggest that Daly might say, "Hey, you know what, I'm done"?
I think it gets to a point where if he deserves the respect, and I'm sure Billy will give it to him. That if you're not going to be in the team, we might have both Origin captains not being picked in game one.
Yeah,
it's a very real possibility.
Oh, absolutely. I'd be very surprised if Jake was there. For New South Wales. But anyway, there's a lot of water to pass under the bridge, as they say. Exactly. Boys, I have the Cows missing the 8 next year just to make room for Benji's boys, says Mitch from Robertson. That's hilarious, Mitch. Thanks very much for sending it in. Thanks for watching. For more great content, subscribe to SEN League, your home of the greatest game of all.